Okay. So Summit was amazing for all of you guys who couldn't be there. There was a lot of like awesome speakers, really good takeaways. And so I just want to talk a little bit about a few of the things we were talking about implementing. And I'm trying to find the slides so that I can not get off topic here. Before I even get into that, I hope you guys are cool with like pushing this summit back, because it was a very lofty goal to be like, yeah, let's just dive right into a huge post-summit surge. Like, I couldn't even think straight I still like feel crazy. So hopefully we can push that back. And I was looking at the schedule. Originally, I was like, we'll just push it back a week. But then that puts us at the 9th, which is like, is that 4th of July? Oh, wait, no, that puts us at the 7th. Which is like, when are you celebrating 4th of July? I don't know what weekend, but that would put us at like a weird, I just don't know if people will still be out of town or like headed back from places then. So I don't know what you guys think, like if it would be better to do it like Monday the 9th instead of a weekend, like instead of a Sunday.
Yeah, I think so. I think the weekend before and after the 4th are going to be shot.
Me too. And I just would like, it's going to be like, if we're going to rally together and do that, like, why would we do it when the attendance is going to be crap? So, okay. So we'll plan July 9th. And we can get back to that. But one of the things that I loved, and people were talking about doing it end of quarter. I think it was Trina Gray that talked about the flash sale idea? I don't know. There was a 2-star diamond and above leadership workshop session, and she talked about these flash sales. And so it was basically to drive volume and to share products. And I mean, I don't know if you guys are friends with like other MLMers. I'm sure you are. But like the oil people, the makeup people, they all are using just a group to share the products. It's not like a challenge group or anything like that. It's just simply like different people popping in and going live with products that they're using and why they use it, or their testimony, or just simple like graphics even. Like she was sharing that they do a 1-week closed Facebook group. You have to be invited by the coach, features their favorite products. Customers can earn an Amazon gift card this was for holiday shopping because it was end of the year, but we could do it for something else. Amounts ranged from $5 to $25. She said compliance was cool with all of it. All purchases go into a drawing for a mug and a gift card. And she gave like ideas, so I can post it. It talks about like she did packages. So like package number 7, Daily Sunshine and Beachbody on Demand. Package number 8 was Performance Line and blah, blah, blah. And she just like, they kind of went through and each person posted different things. And she said that 500 coaches participated. They added 1,500 customers in 1 week. Their team volume was the highest of their entire year for the next 2 weeks. It re-engaged old coaches who maybe were defeated by like Success Club or whatever it was. Led to great collaborations, created excitement for products, forced us to do videos and personal tools to say why we like the products, and then of course changed lives. So like, that's so simple. And just allows us to like blast the products in a space where they want to, instead of being like on our feed. And we can just we could all be in it together. We don't need to all be doing it separately unless you want to, but I feel like there's an excitement around it when it is bigger and something like that. So we brought by the products and put the packs together ourselves. I don't know if that's it. I feel like I need to ask Trina. Maybe I'll message her. Who else was in that? Katie was there. Jen, No, you were in that session, I don't think. Leanne was there.
I think it was just Nikki. I think it was just her like presenting it, and then you would just do like a share cart, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I guess you would just do it like whatever coach like brought you in there, they would order from that coach. So that way it's not us doing any extra work. Like we're not doing it ourselves. It's like customers purchasing, not us. And I mean, it's so simple. Like it was the easiest thing. And it was like once they purchased, they would ring a bell, which we've done before in like a coach page, and they would be entered to win the giveaway and whatever the giveaway was. I mean, it'll require some figuring out of all those little logistics, but overall the idea is like huge flash sale, Facebook group for a week, products, you know?
So the products aren't actually like on sale, like their normal price or the website. It's more the fact that they can earn gift cards and stuff for purchasing.
Yeah, so they would get Amazon cards or whatever up $5 to $25 off depending on which one. So I guess like they are getting something off of it. But yeah, and I wouldn't just add, but I would do some kind of invite like, hey, you know, we have this little group where we're going to be sharing all our stuff. I would probably go ahead and put my customers in it without saying anything, simply because I have a list of those names. That's an easy thing to export and go ahead and throw them in there, and then they can remove themselves if they want to. So maybe something like that. When would we do it? I don't know. What do you think? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with doing it like often, you know? She was like, you could do it at the end of the year. I'm like, I'm not waiting until the end of the year.
I think if we could swing it, it would be awesome if we could do it in July. Like after people get started with Lift 4, people who just got bought and who didn't get the challenge pack, so we can get them on performance and Shakeology and whatever else.
Yeah.
And it could be like a Christmas in July kind of thing.
I'm trying to read all those comments. Yeah. Yeah, Christmas in July would be a great opportunity to do it like end of July, so we could see how the team's doing with like the Lift 4 promo and all that stuff, and then push this like 1 week flash sale at the very end.
We can talk it up in our challenge group about how like, you know, the results you're getting with using the Performance Stacker Shakeology and doing Lift 4 since Joel's made such a big deal about it.
Yeah.
The people who are having FOMO have that, they're like over eager.
Yeah. Okay.
Christmas in July.
In July.
In July, yeah. That's funny.
Oh boy. Okay, and then we could just have like different people go live and share, and she did like little clips it was really cute. She was sitting there and she introduced herself a little bit. She's like, I'm a mom of 2, I'm on the go all the time, my kids hate vegetables. And then the daughter like peeked in and was like talking about how she's a dancer and she's a dancer mom, and they were in this little video together, and then it was like a collage. So it was like that video, the product, and then explained a little bit about the products like to the left side of it. So that could be, I mean, we could play around with like what we want it to look like visually for sure. But we have so many products that I just don't feel like we talk about enough. And I think that would be a great way for people to get in there and just say, okay, like a little win, like a new coach that gets the person to buy Energize packets, or like just whatever, like that feeling of like the sale. I think is going to be really big for the newer coaches. And that's what we want to be doing it for. Like we want them to have those small wins so they can work themselves up to talking about the packages and like all the other stuff.
I also think that it says something like if we were to do the ring the bell thing, it brings attention to like, oh, other people are buying it, so it must be good.
Yes. And I think like we could do, that visually, I think the ring the bell would create like a like, okay, I'm gonna go.
I better try that too.
Yeah. We could give you could give a description of like who you are, and yeah, she definitely like shared I'm a coach and I signed up. Like, and so that too, like, kind of shares who we are as coaches and like all the different types of coaches there are and the different lifestyles we lead. And then like, we're also doing this. So I think, I mean, who knows, you may end up getting more than just or customers out of it. There may, you may grab coaches from that as well, but very different than anything that we've done. And, I don't know. I just think at some point, like Connie was talking about at Summit, like, you guys are, it was funny in the leader group, because I literally just posted about it in the Glance group today. She was like, you're all like, oh, we just don't really work and we just hang out in our pajamas and we don't sell, we share. And she literally said like what we say. And I was like, oh my God. And it's true. Like at the end of the day, there's a transaction, like, yes, we can do it in our pajamas and we can sit here and be a hot mess, but we are working. So I don't think there's anything wrong with talking about the products more. Yeah, we don't want it to be a shit show. That's not the idea. We'll definitely organize it. Like, I don't care if I'm not one to ever post, we can definitely say, okay, these people are going to post today. It'll be 7 days. And yeah, it can be organized chaos. And that's where like maybe I'll get on and just like maybe I'll sit down just one day and be like, okay, here's how I see organizing it, and then you guys can like say that would work or that wouldn't work, and here's why. I found if we share 10 products, we have 10 posts. Yeah, I mean, I think we just need to sit down and say, okay, are we going to talk about like the sampler box? Are we going to talk about like the packets? Are we going to just talk about, like we'll have to go through our product list too and just see like what, I guess we should share it all. I don't know.
So how do you go about like sharing it without saying, I don't know, I get added to a lot of groups, and they're like selling stuff. I don't want to add my people and they feel like, oh, she's adding me because she's trying to sell me stuff.
Well, and that's a case where you would just add who you feel like have the conversation and ask them, like maybe post in your challenge group, maybe send out a blast email to your list that you have that are your customer base already and say, do you want to be a part of it? Here's the link. We're going to have some little giveaways and stuff. Post about it on your social media, see who wants to join. So that way you're getting people in there and they know what they're getting into. Like it's a flash sale. It's not going to be like, very different than anything we've done. So it feels a little uncomfortable. I know.
Or maybe instead of saying, do you want to be a part of it? Maybe just say, let me know if you don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah. I mean, you got to do definitely what you feel is right. But at the same time, I do feel like, some things change and we've either got to try it and it could be a fail and we won't ever do it again. But like, we got to see what happens and if it's worth it and like kind of the feedback of the team and stuff, because we won't know unless we try. And Trina Gray is like the least grimy person that and she was the one talking about it. So when she was sharing it, I was like, that's a really good idea.
And I think for like me and my customers, like, or like my challengers, a lot of them, like I don't talk about it enough. And so if anything, it can be informational, even if they don't buy it.
Yes.
They're like, oh, I didn't know that there was Hydrate because I don't ever really talk about it,
Yes. And that's where I think we do such a good job of not selling, and we're only giving them exactly what we're having them get, like Beachbody On Demand and one of the supplements. But instead it's like, I've grown to love so much more than just Shakeology. So for them to have all these different options it's just good for them to know it,
I think if we do like stuff that say that isn't like the common things, I think it's an easy way to not feel grimy to get people to say these might be some products. It's an easy way to try them because we're going to have like the sampler packs or stuff like that to get people to maybe just try, like especially if they think they're going to get like some incentive.
Yeah, I mean, it's really informative. I think we'll definitely do challenge packs. We'll definitely do non-challenge packs. I'm trying to read all these comments. Giveaway or gift card giveaways, I feel like are always like something that people love. So it's not like we're just in there selling, we're definitely giving back as well. Yeah, and our coaches that's another thing, is like a lot of the coaches stay in their zone with like what they're comfortable with and don't step out and try new products. And this will give them a lot of information too. So end of July, we can plan on that one. Okay. I'm just trying to read everything. Okay, cool. Okay. What other conversations did I have? Oh, also there was a really amazing informational thing that Christina Delgado, good Lord, I love her. She got the CEO award. Just, I don't know, I feel like she's just such a sweet human. But she did a whole thing on renovating your business, which was really awesome. And I posted the slides in the Diamond page for people who, she was like, this is not a rebuild. She was like, you're not rebuilding, you're renovating. And she compared it to her house. And like, she went through her house and was like, you're going room by room. Your whole thing doesn't need to be torn down. It's, where do I start first? What's most important? And she had a whole like layout of the house. And she's like, start where you feel like it's necessary for you to start, and renovate those first. And she did like a cute thing about her kitchen. And she just said, when you're talking about renovating, it's a proactive word versus saying like a rebuild, which is a reactive emotion and like a reactive word. And so I know like a lot of people are in phases, especially if you've been around for a long time, where you're constantly renovating. Like you're constantly like, don't need that room anymore, knocking that wall down, building this back up. Like it's just going to be what's going to happen when you're building a business like this. But she just was like, the process sucks, but treat your business as your home and the vision as your view. Because she was like, it's not the most gorgeous home, but the view is amazing. And that's kind of how she shared it. And so the plan was, number one, identify the rooms. Number two, put some strategies in place to how you can start to renovate, adjust your expectations of that and your timeline, and then set attainable goals. But you know, it was really cool, everything that she said. So we could definitely do a whole call on that too, for anybody who like feels like they're at that point. I don't want to like go down that path for like newer people who are like killing. I'm like, I'm killing it. You know, they're good and they don't need that. So that's like, I feel like a different call for a certain group, for sure. And she also, I'll just share a couple of my takeaways from that because I loved her so much. What was this one on? I don't even know if this was her or not. She said, a team is not limited by its members. It's limited by its leaders, which all starts with the leader's mindset. So it's just like your team is not ever going to be limited by the members there. It's limited by its leaders and how their minds work and how they function. That's the center of your life and business. She talked about getting out the negativity and the drama. Get available, get creative, and get inspired. Do those things instead of consuming yourself with whatever feels negative in your business. And she said, if it doesn't serve my family, me, and my business, IDGAF. And she was like, that's been my motto. Like, she's like, can't control everything and I'm not going to try. So she's like, I'm elevating, and if it doesn't serve me, my family, or my business, I'm out. And so she just said, keep your energy high, filling your cup. And she talked about an inclusion mentality. And that was like a huge gut check too, because she's like, I know you want to do things with just the leaders, but she's like, you have to remember that when you create an inclusion mindset where everyone can be a part, that's when you really create leaders. And that's where you really create a tribe and a family and a community that stick around. So if we can think in terms of trying to always include people, no matter where they are in their business, you're going to have lifers and people who stick around. But yeah, that was just something that I wanted to share about her little thing because I loved it. So the flash sale is something that we'll work on. The July 9th will be our post-summit surge. I don't know if you guys have any specifics that you want to talk about with that, or if you want that to be for another day. But I do want to get to, like, if we could set on the calendar. I don't know. I know we're all busy and we all have our own calls, but like just a leader call maybe every 2 weeks, but like a set day and time. And it's like, you can't get on, it's okay, we'll record it, but like, let's just have a place where we can go and discuss the leader things, you know, and it's like, we know it's always going to be at that time. And then, you know, if you're like, I'm good, I don't need to do that right now or whatever, but whoever wants to come on can come together and like have those conversations. Okay, so let's do like, how often? We could definitely alternate daytime and nighttime if you guys want. Every 2 weeks. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know it's like we want to be together, but then we also don't want to be overwhelmed by calls constantly. I get it. So I'm just trying to like figure out what would work best for us. 2 weeks, rotate. Are you guys good with Wednesdays? Okay. Alrighty. And anything else we want to talk about? Oh, you're sweet. I mean, you guys can talk.
I was talking with Megan earlier about, well, a lot of stuff, but does anybody have like, or could we come up with like a quick start guide for coaches? Because I feel like that's like a huge place where I have new coaches like snagging, because there's this training and they have to finish it, then there's a call, and yes, like it should not take them more than 2-3 days to finish it at most, and it's like a bunch of excuses of why it's not getting done. That also like kind of it can kind of be overwhelming. So I was just thinking of maybe compiling like a quick start guide of like, this is what they need to be, y'all hear Maverick? This is what you need to be able to do and know and understand, so we can like get you started, and within that first month get you to enroll, get you start getting successful points. So they know how to do a share cart, they put their coach ideas, they know how to use BB links, like just like the basics.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I put the links and stuff like that in my welcome email, like those little things like that. The share cart definitely could use some updating, but I do think that they need a step-by-step. I will say that I asked Brooke Lipoff about this, so we could ask her, because I do think she has like an actual, and she's awesome at visuals, and I don't know how she does what she does, but like she's got all these random things, these visuals that she's got. And so she may have something already that we can look at just to play off of, and I can definitely ask her. But I remember her saying, because I asked about it, and she was like, the only thing is then if they can't keep up with the step-by-step, then they're like feeling like a failure. I'm like, God, you cannot win like either way. It's like you give them what to do and then they miss one and they stress out and whatever. But yeah, I can definitely ask her. And then I would be down to like collab if everybody put together like a basic list of things that we feel like needs to be addressed. I feel like we did that a lot with the PDF with like the new coach ebook, but it's not, I mean, it's big, you know, it's not like a super simple thing.
I know can you hear me? I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
In that new leadership lounge, there was a post going that Jen was even saying we need something where we can all talk about or teach them how to even just talk to people, like how to invite and stuff. I think that's going to be super helpful for people because I know a lot of my coaches, that's where they get stuck. And that's the most, like the biggest question in my inbox for my coaches is, what do I say to people? How do I invite them? How do I ask them to coach? So I think that's going to be really helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that leader lounge group will be awesome for little things like this too, I think, because other people may already have it, you know? And it's like we don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's already there. Yeah, a new checklist. I have a new coach checklist I add to my welcome email, but it's like very dated.
Yeah. That's what I was just like an updated like version.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to like team up with me on that, just send me a message.
Joy, I will. Lisa Lynch and I, my prop coach, we recently worked on something in OneNote. It's kind of like Google Docs. So I'll share what I have, and if you think it's worthy sharing with everyone else.
Yes, I can share my welcome email. I feel like I have it in the file somewhere, but maybe not. I'll share it though. Okay. Any other topics? No. Okay, so our next one will be, wait, where are we? What day is today? Our next one will be the 11th. Okay. Okie dokies.
For the surge that we're going to do on